Have you ever been told to eat more fruit because it's good for you? If you're over 70 and living with type 2 diabetes, that advice might be slowly hurting you more than helping. We all grow up believing that fruits are one of the healthiest things we can put into our bodies. They're natural, colorful, full of vitamins, and they even taste sweet without being junk food. But here's the terrifying truth. Some fruits, the very ones you might be eating every single day, could be silently pushing your blood sugar levels through the roof. And what's worse, you may not even feel the damage until it's too late. Imagine this. You wake up in the morning, make a healthy breakfast, maybe a small bowl of grapes, some orange slices, or a banana, and feel proud for skipping the sugary cereals or pancakes. But a few hours later, you feel lightheaded. Your energy crashes. You can't focus. And then you wonder, what did I do wrong? The answer? You might have just overloaded your system with more sugar than your body can safely handle, all from something you thought was healthy. This is especially dangerous for older adults. As we age, our bodies lose the ability to regulate blood sugar as efficiently. Insulin sensitivity declines, and the pancreas may not produce insulin as effectively as before. So when a senior with type 2 diabetes eats a high-sugar fruit, even a small amount, it can cause a spike in blood glucose that lingers for hours, increasing the risk of fatigue, inflammation, and long-term damage to the heart, kidneys, and nerves. What makes this worse is how innocent the fruit looks. No nutrition label. No warning. Just a sweet little snack that's supposed to be good for your heart. But not all fruits are created equal. Some are loaded with natural sugars, and while they might be fine for younger people or athletes, for a 70-year-old with diabetes, it's like pouring gasoline on a slow-burning fire. So what are these dangerous fruits? Which one are you probably eating every week without a second thought? And most importantly, what should you eat instead to protect your blood sugar and stay safe? In this video, we'll reveal the fruit that diabetics over 70 should limit or even avoid completely, and give you safer, smarter alternatives that won't spike your glucose. Because yes, you can still enjoy fruit, but only if you know which ones are truly safe, and which ones are silently working against your health. Don't go anywhere. What you're about to learn might just save you from your next blood sugar crash, or worse. When most people hear the word fruit, they instantly think of something healthy, fresh, and natural. And in many ways, that's true. Fruits are packed with vitamins, antioxidants, and fiber that support a strong immune system, digestive health, and overall vitality. But here's the catch. Not all fruits are equally beneficial, especially for seniors living with type 2 diabetes. What many older adults don't realize is that as the body ages, its ability to process sugar, even the natural kind found in fruit, starts to decline. This makes some healthy fruits potentially harmful for those trying to manage blood glucose levels after age 70. You see, fruits contain fructose, a natural sugar. And while it's not the same as the refined white sugar you find in cookies or soda, it still impacts blood sugar levels, sometimes drastically. When we're younger, our bodies are more metabolically resilient. Our pancreas produces insulin efficiently, and our cells are better equipped to absorb and use sugar for energy. But as we grow older, insulin sensitivity drops, muscle mass shrinks, and our pancreas may not function as strongly as before. That means the same bowl of fruit you ate at 40 could have a totally different and more dangerous effect at 70. And here's where it gets really risky. Many seniors are told to eat more fruit by default. They replace processed snacks with grapes, bananas, and fruit salads, thinking it's a smart, health-conscious move. But if they're not careful, they may actually be flooding their system with more sugar than their body can handle, all while believing they're making the right choices. What's worse, they may not immediately feel the effects. Unlike a candy bar or slice of cake, which people expect to spike sugar, fruits wear a mask of health, and that makes them far more dangerous. This false sense of safety is especially dangerous in the elderly. High blood sugar spikes, even temporary ones, can lead to a wide range of complications: brain fog, fatigue, blurry vision, nerve damage, and over time, serious risks like kidney failure or heart disease. And because seniors often have other chronic conditions, such as high blood pressure or cholesterol, these sugar spikes can have a compounding effect, accelerating decline without warning signs. It's time to rethink the advice we've long accepted. Fruits aren't inherently bad, but for seniors with type 2 diabetes, choosing the right kind of fruit in the right portion at the right time is crucial. Understanding how different fruits affect blood glucose can mean the difference between thriving in your golden years or silently heading toward a health crisis you never saw coming. 1 grape. It's small, juicy, and often described as heart-healthy. You'll find it in fruit salads, breakfast bowls, and even considered a smart snack by many dietitians. But for seniors living with type 2 diabetes, this innocent-looking fruit could be one of the most deceptive threats to your blood sugar control, and it might be sitting in your fridge right now. We're talking about grapes. That's right. These tiny, sweet spheres are often marketed as a great alternative to candy. They're easy to pop into your mouth, one after another, and before you know it, you've eaten a full cup or more. But what most people don't realize is that grapes are extremely high in natural sugar and very low in fiber. This combination makes them one of the worst offenders when it comes to raising blood glucose levels quickly, especially in older adults. Just 1 cup of grapes can contain over 23 grams of sugar, roughly equivalent to 5 to 6 teaspoons of sugar. For comparison, that's nearly as much sugar as a small can of soda. And because grapes have a high glycemic index, GI, and glycemic load, they're rapidly digested and absorbed into the bloodstream. This causes a sudden spike in blood sugar, followed by a crash that can leave you feeling tired, irritable, and foggy. Why are grapes so problematic for seniors? As we age, our ability to process carbohydrates becomes less efficient. The body's insulin response slows down, and glucose tends to linger in the bloodstream longer. For a 70-year-old with diabetes, eating a handful of grapes, especially on an empty stomach, can have the same effect as eating a candy bar. And the danger isn't just the immediate sugar spike. It's the cumulative damage these spikes can do over time: inflammation, nerve damage, and an increased risk of heart and kidney complications. What makes grapes even more dangerous is how easy they are to overeat. Unlike apples or pears, which take time to chew and digest, grapes are mindless snacks. You can sit down to watch TV and consume dozens without realizing it, giving your body a sugar bomb that it's not equipped to handle. This doesn't mean you can never eat grapes again, but it does mean you need to be extremely cautious. If you're living with type 2 diabetes and over the age of 70, it's essential to limit high-sugar fruits like grapes, eat them only in small amounts, and ideally pair them with protein or healthy fats to slow the absorption of sugar. And even better, replace them with fruits that won't sabotage your blood sugar. We'll talk about those next. Because when it comes to managing diabetes, every bite counts, and even the smallest fruit can carry a big risk. 2. Bananas, the healthy fruit that can wreak havoc on blood sugar in seniors with diabetes. Bananas have long been seen as the perfect on-the-go snack. Portable, naturally sweet, rich in potassium, and free from added sugars. But if you're over 70 and living with type 2 diabetes, this healthy fruit could be silently throwing your blood sugar into chaos, especially if you eat it at the wrong time or in the wrong form. What many seniors don't realize is that bananas, particularly ripe ones, contain a very high amount of natural sugar and fast-digesting carbohydrates, which can cause a dangerous spike in glucose levels that your aging body may struggle to handle. A medium-sized ripe banana contains around 27 grams of carbohydrates and approximately 14 grams of sugar. For someone with a fully functioning insulin system, this might not be a big issue. But for older adults, especially those with insulin resistance or declining pancreatic function, it can cause a rapid surge in blood sugar within 30 to 60 minutes after eating. The glycemic index, GI, of bananas ranges from 42 for slightly green to over 65 for fully ripe. That means the riper the banana, the faster it's absorbed, and the worse it is for your blood sugar control. The problem is made worse by how bananas are often consumed. Many seniors will have a banana for breakfast with toast or cereal, a double whammy of carbs that can cause morning glucose levels to skyrocket. Others snack on bananas between meals, believing they're making a smart, natural choice, unaware that without protein, fiber, or healthy fats to slow digestion, bananas hit the bloodstream like a mini sugar bomb. Another issue is portion control. Bananas vary in size, and some large ones can contain over 30 grams of carbs, exceeding what many seniors with diabetes should consume in one sitting. Worse yet, banana smoothies, banana bread, and other processed banana-based snacks often include added sugars and refined flour, making them even more dangerous. But the most deceptive part? Bananas don't feel like junk food. They don't come with warning labels. They don't taste overly sweet like candy. That's what makes them so risky. They seem safe, natural, and doctor-approved. But for seniors managing type 2 diabetes, especially those struggling with post-meal sugar spikes or morning hyperglycemia, bananas can quietly undermine blood sugar goals and long-term health. This doesn't mean bananas must be banned forever. A small, slightly green banana, less ripe equals lower GI, eaten alongside nuts or Greek yogurt can sometimes be tolerated. But they should never be treated as a free food, and they should definitely not be a daily habit unless your blood sugar is consistently stable. For many seniors, there are much safer fruit choices that offer the same nutrients, without the sugar roller coaster. 3. Mangoes. The tropical danger lurking in your fruit bowl. When you think of mangoes, you probably imagine a delicious, juicy fruit packed with tropical flavor and sunny memories. Mangoes are often praised for their vitamin A, vitamin C, and antioxidant content, making them seem like an ideal addition to any healthy diet. However, for seniors over 70 living with type 2 diabetes, mangoes could be a sweet trap that leads straight to dangerous blood sugar spikes and hidden health risks. What makes mangoes particularly risky is their incredibly high sugar content. A single medium-sized mango can contain up to 45 grams of natural sugar, more sugar than a regular-sized candy bar. While this sugar comes naturally from the fruit, your body doesn't distinguish between natural and refined sugars when it processes glucose. Sugar is sugar, and for seniors whose insulin sensitivity has diminished with age, consuming a ripe mango could send blood glucose soaring to unsafe levels in a very short time. Even worse, mangoes have a moderate to high glycemic index, GI, typically ranging between 50 and 60 depending on ripeness. This means that after eating mango, your blood sugar can rise quickly, and when combined with other carbohydrate-rich foods like rice, bread, or even other fruits, the effect can be multiplied. For seniors already managing multiple health issues, such as hypertension, heart disease, or kidney concerns, these repeated sugar spikes can accelerate complications and silently damage vital organs over time. Another danger lies in the way mangoes are often consumed. Fresh mango is bad enough in large quantities, but when processed into smoothies, juices, or desserts, it becomes even more dangerous. Mango juices often strip away the fiber content that helps slow sugar absorption, leaving behind a highly concentrated sugar liquid that can cause an almost immediate blood sugar surge. A senior sipping on a healthy mango smoothie may unknowingly be flooding their bloodstream with 50 to 70 grams of sugar in just one sitting. Additionally, because mangoes taste refreshing and aren't perceived as junk food, seniors are less likely to monitor their portion sizes. It's easy to eat an entire mango without realizing the full sugar impact. Over time, this unchecked sugar intake can worsen insulin resistance, lead to weight gain, and make diabetes even harder to manage. That's not to say mangoes must be entirely off limits. In very small amounts, a few slices, paired with protein or fat, and incorporated carefully into a balanced meal, mango might be enjoyed occasionally without disaster. However, for seniors with unstable blood sugar, it's often safer to choose lower sugar fruits like berries or green apples that offer antioxidant benefits without the sugar overload. In the battle against type 2 diabetes after 70, every dietary decision matters, and even a beloved fruit like mango must be treated with caution. Don't let the sweet, sunny appeal fool you. For many seniors, mangoes are a ticking time bomb hidden behind a tropical smile. For pineapple, the tropical fruit that spikes blood sugar before you know it. With its refreshing sweetness and tangy tropical flavor, pineapple is often seen as a juicy treat that brightens up fruit salads, smoothies, and breakfast bowls. It's packed with vitamin C and contains a unique enzyme called bromelain, often marketed for its anti-inflammatory properties. But for seniors over 70 living with type 2 diabetes, this seemingly healthy fruit can be a hidden danger, silently disrupting blood sugar control and increasing health risks with every bite. Pineapple is a fruit that ranks high on the glycemic index, GI, often around 66 to 70, depending on how ripe it is and how it's prepared. That means it causes blood sugar to rise quickly, even faster than some refined grains or processed snacks. A single cup of fresh pineapple contains approximately 22 grams of sugar and 21 grams of carbs. While that might not sound alarming at first glance, the combination of high sugar, high GI, and low fiber makes pineapple one of the worst fruits for seniors trying to stabilize their glucose levels. What makes pineapple even more concerning is its extremely high glycemic load, GL. This refers not just to how fast it raises blood sugar, but also how much it raises it. The impact is compounded for older adults whose insulin response has slowed with age. If you're over 70, your pancreas may no longer keep up with the sugar influx, especially if you're dealing with reduced insulin sensitivity, a common problem in elderly diabetic patients. Things become even more dangerous when pineapple is consumed in juice form or canned in syrup. These processed forms strip away the already minimal fiber found in fresh pineapple and concentrate the sugar into a fast-absorbing liquid. A glass of pineapple juice can contain up to 30 to 40 grams of sugar, often more than a can of soda. And because it's a beverage, it's easy to drink quickly without feeling full, making it a major contributor to unintentional overconsumption and post-meal sugar crashes. For many seniors, pineapple also feels deceptively healthy. It's fruit. After all, it grows on trees, it's sold in the produce section, and it's often part of hospital diets. That sense of safety makes it easy to overlook the fruit's real impact. Many seniors eat it with breakfast, often with other carbs like toast or cereal, multiplying its glycemic effect, or use it as a dessert after meals, unaware that it's raising their glucose levels just as much as a slice of cake might. That's not to say you must eliminate pineapple forever. A small portion, perhaps a few chunks paired with Greek yogurt or nuts, might be manageable on occasion. But if you're serious about blood sugar control, especially in your 70s and beyond, pineapple should not be a regular part of your diet. Safer alternatives like raspberries, blueberries, or even green kiwi can give you flavor, antioxidants, and satisfaction without the blood sugar roller coaster. In short, don't let the tropical charm fool you. Pineapple might seem like a sweet slice of paradise, but for older adults with diabetes, it could be a fast track to instability, inflammation, and long-term damage. 5. Watermelon, the summer favorite that can disrupt blood sugar in seconds. On a hot day, few things are as refreshing as a cold slice of watermelon. Its high water content and sweet flavor make it a favorite snack for many, especially seniors looking to stay hydrated and enjoy a light treat. But for those over 70 living with type 2 diabetes, watermelon may not be the innocent indulgence it appears to be. In fact, this popular fruit might be silently causing unexpected blood sugar spikes, undermining efforts to manage diabetes effectively. Watermelon is composed of about 90% water, which leads many people to assume it's harmless, maybe even helpful for hydration. But hidden in that watery flesh is a surprising amount of fast-acting sugar. One typical wedge of watermelon, about 280 grams, contains around 18 grams of sugar and 22 grams of carbohydrates. While the total sugar might not sound outrageous, it's the speed of absorption that makes watermelon dangerous. Watermelon has a very high glycemic index, about 72. That means the sugars it contains enter your bloodstream extremely fast. When consumed alone, especially on an empty stomach or in large quantities, watermelon can cause a rapid surge in blood glucose, followed by a crash that leaves you tired, irritable, or even dizzy. For elderly individuals with impaired insulin response or pancreatic function, this sudden spike can become a serious threat to health. One of the problems with watermelon is how easy it is to overeat. It's not dense like bananas or apples. It's light, juicy, and usually eaten in large portions. A senior might think it's just fruit and unknowingly eat 2 or 3 servings in one sitting, doubling or tripling their sugar intake without realizing it. Even worse, many enjoy watermelon as a snack between meals, which removes the buffer effect of other nutrients like fats or proteins, causing sugar to hit the bloodstream even faster. Watermelon juice is even riskier. Stripped of its fiber, the sugar in watermelon juice behaves almost identically to that in a sugary soda. Just one glass can deliver over 30 grams of sugar, with no fiber to slow absorption. For older adults with diabetes, this can lead to significant blood sugar spikes that are hard to control, especially if already dealing with complications like nerve damage, poor circulation, or kidney strain. The issue with watermelon is not just the sugar, it's the false sense of security. It's marketed as a healthy, hydrating fruit. It's commonly included in diabetic diets, particularly in hospitals and care homes. But for seniors whose bodies process sugar less efficiently, watermelon should be treated with extreme caution, not as a guilt-free snack. This doesn't mean you must avoid watermelon entirely. A small portion, a few cubes, eaten alongside a high-fiber or protein-rich meal, might be acceptable for some. But it should never be consumed mindlessly or treated as a free pass just because it's fruit. If you're managing type 2 diabetes in your 70s, smarter choices like blackberries, strawberries, or even cucumber with lemon can satisfy that fresh craving without putting your health at risk. Smarter fruit choices. What seniors with diabetes should eat instead. When it comes to managing type 2 diabetes, especially after age 70, not all fruits are created equal. While fruits like bananas, mangoes, pineapples, and watermelons may seem nutritious on the surface, their high sugar content and glycemic impact can quietly sabotage blood sugar control in older adults. But that doesn't mean fruit has to be off the table entirely. In fact, many fruits can offer powerful antioxidants, fiber, hydration, and even anti-inflammatory benefits, all without the sugar spike. The key is knowing which fruits work with your body, not against it. Let's start with berries, often considered the gold standard for diabetic-friendly fruit. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, and blackberries are low in sugar, rich in fiber, and packed with antioxidants like anthocyanins, compounds known to help reduce inflammation and improve insulin sensitivity. For example, 1 cup of strawberries has just about 7 grams of sugar, while offering vitamin C and manganese. Their low glycemic index, typically between 25 and 40, means they release sugar into the bloodstream slowly, making them a safer, more balanced option. They're also versatile. Add them to oatmeal, Greek yogurt, or simply enjoy as a refreshing snack without fear of a sugar spike. Another smart choice is green apples, which are tangy, high in fiber, and significantly lower in sugar than their red counterparts. A medium green apple contains about 14 to 17 grams of sugar, but thanks to its pectin fiber, it slows digestion and helps with satiety. Unlike tropical fruits that flood your bloodstream with sugar, apples offer a steadier glucose curve, especially when eaten with a handful of nuts or a slice of cheese. Seniors who crave a crunchy snack often find apples a satisfying and blood sugar-friendly replacement for processed treats or sweeter fruits like mangoes. Kiwis are another underrated gem. While they do have some sugar, about 6 grams per fruit, they're loaded with vitamin C, fiber, and potassium. Their glycemic index sits around 50, which is moderate, but because of their high fiber-to-sugar ratio, the net impact on blood sugar is relatively mild. Bonus: kiwi contains actinidin, an enzyme that aids digestion, a bonus for seniors who struggle with gut health or slow metabolism. One of the best choices for hydration and safety is cucumbers. Technically a fruit, cucumbers contain minimal sugar and carbs, but offer hydration, fiber, and trace minerals. A few cucumber slices with lemon and mint can replace the need for sugary, water-rich fruits like watermelon, without any glycemic load. For seniors trying to lose weight or manage hypertension alongside diabetes, cucumbers are a true superfood. Another fantastic addition is avocados. Though not sweet, avocados are technically a fruit, and they're virtually sugar-free. They're rich in monounsaturated fats, which help improve cholesterol levels and reduce insulin resistance. They also keep you full longer, reducing the urge to snack on sugary alternatives. An avocado slice on whole grain toast, with a dash of olive oil or chia seeds, is far more beneficial than starting the day with a banana or mango smoothie. Even pears, when eaten with the skin, are an excellent moderate sugar option. A small pear has about 10 to 15 grams of sugar, but the fiber in the peel and flesh helps reduce blood sugar spikes. Pears are also high in antioxidants and flavonoids, which support heart health, a crucial concern for older adults living with diabetes. The difference between harmful and helpful fruits lies not only in the amount of sugar they contain, but also in how quickly that sugar hits your bloodstream, and whether it's balanced by fiber, fat, or protein. For older adults, digestion slows down, insulin becomes less effective, and the body becomes more vulnerable to sugar overload. That's why fruit choices must be intentional, measured, and strategic. In conclusion, while tropical and sugary fruits may tempt your taste buds, they're often unsafe for seniors with diabetes, especially when eaten in large portions or as juice. But with the right knowledge, you can still enjoy fruit daily, just smarter. Think berries over bananas, apples over mangoes, avocados over pineapple. You don't have to give up fruit. You just have to choose wisely. Final warning: what you eat today shapes your tomorrow. Now that you know the truth, the question isn't whether fruit is good or bad. The real question is, are you choosing the right fruits for your age, your health, and your future? Because after 70, every bite matters more than ever. Your body doesn't process sugar like it used to. Your organs aren't as forgiving. And those harmless habits, like snacking on watermelon or sipping mango juice in the afternoon, might be silently pushing your blood sugar into the danger zone without you even realizing it. Type 2 diabetes doesn't always scream for attention. It whispers. It creeps. It shows up in small ways: blurry vision, fatigue, numb toes, poor sleep, until one day, it strikes harder. But the choices you make today, right now, can either move you closer to stability or closer to crisis. Here's the good news: you don't have to live in fear. You just need to live with awareness. Swap out high GI fruits for low GI alternatives. Reach for berries instead of bananas. Choose pears instead of pineapple. Enjoy the richness of avocado instead of drowning your day in sugary fruit bowls. It's not about giving things up, it's about trading up for something better. And don't think it's too late. The body has an amazing ability to heal, adjust, and respond. Even in your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Blood sugar can stabilize. Energy can return. Risk of heart disease, kidney damage, even cognitive decline can all be lowered dramatically simply by changing what goes on your plate. So here's what you need to do right now. Like this video if you learned something new, or if you care about someone with diabetes. Subscribe to our channel for more health tips specifically for seniors. We break down complex science into everyday habits that could save lives. Comment below, what fruits do you eat regularly? Did any of the fruits we mentioned today surprise you? Your story might help someone else make a life-changing choice. Share this video with a parent, a grandparent, or a loved one. Because sometimes, the difference between a healthy tomorrow and a dangerous one is just one video away. Remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about being informed. You deserve to enjoy food, stay active, and feel confident in your choices, no matter your age. But to do that, you must stay one step ahead of your condition, not one step behind it. Eat smarter, live stronger, and don't ignore the silent sugars hiding in your healthy fruit bowl.